I was literally talking for a few minutes. That was not recording. Fun. Let me get out my notes that I took for this. So professional. Hello everyone. As 2025 is slowly coming to an end, I thought I would share 10 things with you that I learned this year. 2025 definitely threw a lot of challenges and lessons at me, but they definitely helped me grow and I learned a lot from them. So I thought I would share those with you, and maybe you want to take some of those with you into 2026. A little disclaimer, these are things that I learned and that helped me grow, but maybe they don't work for you. Maybe you haven't tried them yet. Maybe you have and you realize that is just not what I want to do. So take it or leave it. So with that being said, let's just get right into it. Number 1. For me, what I learned is that a morning routine is super essential. Especially starting uni, and your schedule is much more dependent on you, and it's really up to you what you do with your time. It's really important for me to start off my day on a good note. Maybe you've seen in some of my vlogs, but I usually like to take my time. Also this year or this semester, I got really lucky with my schedule. So I was able to start my days a little later in terms of classes, but I still was able to wake up earlier and get in a few hours for myself in the morning. So that often entailed really waking up and then just spending a bit of time in bed, journaling, reading, or go outside or go to the gym. Number 2, doesn't matter what other people think. And truly, it is a thing that I have to remind myself constantly of. Coming into uni, it was such a big school with so many people, and you really realize that nobody cares. You can really do whatever you want. I'm not encouraging whatever weird behaviors. I'm just saying everyone is minding their own business. Everyone has their own problems to deal with, and what you do is really your own thing. And as long as you do the things that bring you joy and they contribute to your life, you don't have to care if people agree with it or not. Finding a hobby that you enjoy, whether that's a sport, whether that's something artistic, or whatever it is, but finding something that you can always go back to in stressful moments, I think is really important to setting that balance, and it will just really help you to step back. For instance, I really enjoy cooking and testing out recipes, or going to coffee shops, picking up a new hobby really helps me stay sane. Number 4, moving your body. I think movement is something I really used to dislike in terms of going outside and going on walks. Being able to fit it into my schedule made me realize how important it is to get in some sort of movement every day, whether that's going for a walk, going to the gym, even just doing some stretches. It really improved my sleep, my mood, and overall stamina. I know I've said this a lot, and I've said this a lot in my vlogs, but it's probably one of the biggest lessons I learned this year, especially going into uni, finding peace in being alone. It was truly something I never realized until moving to the States, because that was really the time when I was on my own in literally everything I was doing. And especially the first few months, it was truly a challenge at the beginning. Understanding that it is okay to be alone, and it is okay to do things on your own, and you should actually enjoy the things you do when you're by yourself, just taught me a lot about myself. And the other day, I got a ticket to see the Nutcracker at the ballet. So this is an example of doing something on your own, and it doesn't have to be something where you spend money. It can even just be going on a walk or cooking a meal for yourself. Number 6 on my list is, if it doesn't add to your life, you don't have to do it. Apart from having to take courses and you may not enjoy school, it doesn't mean you don't have to go to school anymore. This just applies to some aspects. For example, if a certain person doesn't add to your happiness, you don't have to stick with those people. Because I think we sometimes forget that it is still our own life, and you can literally choose to live it the way you want to live it. And on the contrary, if there's something that you want to add, you can totally do that. There's always ways, always, to implement the things that you want into your life. This was a really short one, but it is as simple as it sounds. You don't need to have the things that don't add to your life in your life. For the next point, number 8, it's something that I realized in the first half of 2025. I don't think I ever mentioned it on here, but before going to uni, I did the IB, which stands for International Baccalaureate. And if you know something about the IB, you would know it is very, very challenging. And during my final period, or basically the whole first half of 2025, when I was preparing for my IB finals, I realized, and it clocked immediately, I should not rely on motivation, but rather discipline. Because motivation comes and goes. It's a really tricky little thing there, right? But if you understand that once you have discipline, things just run more smooth. There's really a big difference between motivation and discipline. And once you get the hang of having the discipline rather than relying on motivation, it really turns around a lot of things. Because one, you get things done much faster. It's very similar to procrastination. Motivation equals procrastination, because motivation will come whenever you feel like it. So you'll procrastinate, you'll do things to avoid the task you have to achieve. So I guess I could also say, learn to not procrastinate. And it is not a simple thing, it doesn't happen overnight, but I guess it's the mindset that you need to shift in order to have that discipline. I'm almost done, guys, I promise. Sometimes things are not supposed to happen when you want them to happen. This is really something that I was frustrated with, especially in uni, because I was so ambitious in doing things and joining things and applying for things, and I wanted to do a lot of things at uni at the beginning and really, get the ball rolling. Maybe it is not supposed to happen right now. Maybe you're not prepared right now and you just don't realize it. Maybe this is something you should worry about later, and right now you should focus on settling in and just studying for the courses rather than focusing on jobs. And not only for jobs, but this applies to basically any. Number 9, listening to my body and mind. Really understanding that taking breaks and taking it just a little slower is totally okay. It doesn't always have to be go, go, go and do this and do that. Maybe you watch a movie or you cook your favorite meal. My last and final point, comparison is the thief of joy. You might have heard this a lot, but it is such an accurate statement. Being put into an environment with people with such unique and different backgrounds, it is truly hard not to compare yourself. You take classes with people with so many experience levels. And I think for me, that's something I really struggled with. Comparing yourself with people who might have already taken the subject or might have already had a lot of experience in a certain field or in a certain job or sport. It doesn't mean that I am a bad student. It's just that maybe I need more time adjusting to this new teaching style. Understanding that comparison will not get me further. It will rather pull me back. So these are the 10 things that I learned and the 10 lessons that accompanied me throughout 2025. And I hope you enjoyed this. Again, a bit of a different style than I usually do, but I still hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.